Oh, hello. It's been over 10 years since we first met the band known as Green Day, or Green Day. Hailing from the rough and tumble clean streets of Berkeley, these lads rocked their way into the spotlight and our hearts, as well as the spotlight. But what goes on as they continue their struggle towards what some consider music? For the next half hour, we'll take a deep, wet look at what can only be described. We'll see the triumphs and the tragedies of Green Day. Welcome back. I'm Cash Mahoy. I'm a dentist, and I'll be your host as we travel back in time to see what the future holds for Green Day. Originally known as Los Dios de Verde, in 1988, the trio met while lost in the woods. Music became their first priority before food and shelter. They started the band, then quickly found food and shelter. Mike, Trey, and Billy Joe recorded 2 records, 39 Smooth and Kerplunk. They were gaining popularity with the kind of people that buy those kinds of records. But it was after these records that the world absolutely fell in love with their dookie.
Welcome to paradise.
Welcome to paradise, they said, and they weren't kidding. With songs like The Basket Case,
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything all at once?
and When I Come to Town,
When I come around, when I come around.
they truly created a paradise of record sales. Dookie sold dozens of hundreds of dozens of records, eventually selling more copies than actually existed. They recorded 2 other records. One was called Insomniac, which was described by critics. The other was Nimrod.
It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.
It was these 2 records that cemented Green Day's control over the ears of America. They taught us to laugh, they taught us to cry, then they wiped those tears away and taught us to take it like a man. But what now? After all these years, is it still possible for Green Day to make a great record? Of course it is. Don't be an asshole. The new album is called Warning. And boy, is it ever. Recorded in luscious Oakland, California, Warning took a little over 25 minutes to record. The end product is a 12-song masterpiece. Every single song on the record is separated by just a few seconds of silence. How did all of this magic come about? They say the cornerstone of all artistic achievement is blood, sweat, and tears. And while there may have been no sweat and precious few tears, there was over 8 pounds of blood. Ouch. Now let's take a trip to the hospital as Green Day's own guitar tech gets a valuable lesson in guitar string removaling from his eye.
Hey, I'm going to the emergency room here right now because actually Trey found what was in my eye, and it's a little piece of guitar string. Man, never been injured by a guitar string. decision later about the self-destruction. Slow
The same people who say the thing about blood, sweat, and tears also say the cornerstone of great records is sex, drugs, and rock and roll. That's 2 cornerstones. 2 more and we can begin building. But what about Green Day? While there was no rock and roll and absolutely no drugs, despite what you've seen the band members take personally, there was a little bit of sexified. When one song required the sound of a cracking whip, Green Day decided to hire a real live dominatrix to do the job. This took only 2 minutes. Having paid for an hour of her time, it made sense to spend the remaining time humiliating their engineer named Tone.
And I want to humiliate some pathetic little man.
Waiting in a room, all dressed up and bound and gagged up to a chair. It's so unfair. I don't dare move, for the pain she puts me through is what I need to make it bleed. I'm in distress, oh mistress, I confess, I'll do it one more time. These handcuffs are to tie well, you know I will obey, so please don't make me pay for the sex efforts you give me.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I need water.
He can't sue us, can he?
Who?
Don't. This is a flogger? Jesus. Oh my God.
Are you asking yourself, when is the band in the studio? If you are, the answer is not very often. But when they do show up, it is nothing but hard work for these hard-working younglings.
Well, it feels bad.
No wonder they call it ping pong. We've reached our 3rd cornerstone, the cornerstone to a happy life, family. Every so often, the band would take time off from their busy schedule to eat food. So, many barbecues were held, and often the families were invited to eat what was left over. Obviously, family is a priority. Please don't ask any more. You'll get the same answer over and over again. So when career day rolled around at the children's school, everyone was invited. Kids and their parents came to the studios to where their daddies pretended to work. After showing them everything involved in making a record, there was a lot of time to kill.
Right here. This is Trey.
Everybody say hi,
And
Trey.
he plays in my band called Green Day. And this is my instrument. I play the guitar. You like the red one? I like that red one too. Now we'll play Woody Woodpecker. You want to hear Woody Woodpecker? Okay, 1, 2, 3. And now this is another song called Blitzkrieg Bop, and it's by a band, one of my favorite bands called the Ramones. Okay?
Family is great and all, but their true passion is music. Sorry, kids, but the truth is a bitter pill to swallow. And it's not the kind of pill that's going to get you high, man. Did you know that they can play over 2 instruments? Don't believe me? Watch this.
It's good, right?
Interesting. With the new record, Green Day hopes to not only take over radio and television, but your ear and eye holes as well. Meanwhile, Trey wants to find out if that magic potion will make the television fly. When Green Day's around, ain't none of your shit be safe.
Trey, we have to pay for that shit. Oh, dude, watch it, man. That's a little close.
Seriously. Okay, well, our time here is nearly up. Let's take one last look at the band making magic in their magic-making factory of magic times.
4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3.
This is a public service announcement, this is only a test. Emergency evacuation protest may impair your ability to operate machinery. Can't quite tell just what it means to me. Keep out of reach at children, don't you talk to stranger. Get your philosophy from a bumper sticker. Warning, live without warning. Until warning, live without warning. Without, alright. question everything, or shut up and be a victim of authority. Warning, live without warning. I say a warning, live without warning. I say a warning, live without warning. I say a warning, live without warning. Without no right. Let our homes the same decent communities. Did you remember to pay the utilities? Caution, police line, you better not cross. Is the cop or am I the one that's really dangerous? Sanitation, expiration date, question everything, or shut up and be a victim of authority. Warning, live without warning. I say a warning, live without warning. I say a warning, live without warning. I say a warning, live without warning. This is a public service announcement, this is only a test.
And so that concludes our brief sojourn into the battlefield known as Green Day. I hope you learned a little something about yourself, but more importantly, I hope you learned a little something about Green Day. I'm Cash Mahoy. I'm a dentist. I hope you had the time of your life. It's the name of one of their songs. That's why I said it.